on Jim Ross calling New Japan Dome show. And then, after that, up next, we'll get official TNA Impact preview for tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon Thompson, Wrestling Headline News, and we suggest don't go nowhere. It's only getting better.
Played by your host, Bad Guy Brandon.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And so, today's sponsors is EmpireOnline.net and the Empire Mall.info. Okay, so make sure you go check out them cool websites. It's filled with a lot of great e-feds, such as MMW and OWF and daily reminder of what killed the OWF NHF. So back to this. More on Jim Ross calling New Japan Dome show. For those who have asked, Jim Ross will be traveling to Tokyo, Japan, and will be calling the New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom pay-per-view live from ringside. I am told that Ross was not interested in calling the show unless he was going to be live at the Dome. He made that clear during negotiations, and had that not been agreed upon, he likely would have passed on the job. GFW are currently mulling over several possibilities for his podcast partner. So he probably going to be on Global Force Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. So just stay tuned for that. A lot of wrestling companies and promotions is being big now. Even Ring of Honor, my favorite. So Ring of Honor being my favorite is also coming up. So make sure you tune into Ring of Honor. So also Jim Ross broadcasting live. Wrestle Kingdom pay-per-view, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Who don't want to miss that? I mean, come on. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of great matches on that card. I mean, Jim Ross is calling it, so it should be good. Even if it's not a good match, Jim Ross' voice makes it a good match. So, Impact preview for tomorrow night. Lashley Unleashed. Joe makes stunning announcement. And Davey determines future. Nashville, Tennessee, November 11, 2014. Last Wednesday on Impact. Former TNA World Champion Lashley was passed over for his world title rematch by his confident MVP. Although Bobby Roode defeated MVP and retained the TNA World title, Lashley has been furious all week and has promised to make his presence felt this Wednesday night on Impact. X Division champion Samoa Joe was injured in the tag team tournament finals last week on Impact. Joe will make a major announcement this week on Impact. What does he have to say? Find out on Impact this Wednesday. Former partners have now turned into bitter rivals. After turning on Gunner, Samuel Shaw has aligned himself with Brittany. This Wednesday night on Impact, Gunner gets his chance for revenge as he battles Samuel Shaw, a one-on-one and a no disqualification match. Make sure you tune in. Another thing is, last week on Impact, Eric Young came to the aid of Rockstar Spud, and it will be Eric Young going one-on-one against EC3's massive bodyguard, Tyrus. I remember something like that. Was it Christian partner being named a T name back in TNA? I think it was. And then they went to Raw, right? They went to Raw. Okay, so last week, James Storm gave Davey Richards a 1-week ultimatum. Will Davey join James Storm Revolution, or will he stay loyal to his tag team partner, Eddie Edwards? We'll find out Wednesday on Impact. All this and so much more on this Wednesday's Impact, airing on Spike TV at 9 o'clock and 8 o'clock Central. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss a big TNA Impact Wrestling this Wednesday, tomorrow night. Another thing in the news, editorial, man. Another editorial on this week's news is RVD, the Hardy Boys, and more heading to Maryland Championship Wrestling this weekend. Maryland Championship Wrestling hosts 3 huge events this weekend featuring Rob Van Dam, Ron Simmons, Amy Dumas, formerly known as Lita, and Matt and Jeff Hardy. Baltimore, Maryland, November 11th, 2014. The Maryland Championship Wrestling Autumn Armageddon Tour officially comes to an end this weekend with 3 huge shows in 2 different states. Friday, November 14, 2014. I fucked that up. 8 p.m. bell time. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Unique Sports Academy, 109 Post Office Road, Waldorf, Maryland, 20602. Okay. So, appearing on the event, WWE Hall of Famer Amy Dumas, former known as Lita, and Rob Van Dam. Matches already signed is False Count Anywhere and Waldorf, no disqualification, no count out. MCW Heavyweight Championship, Drolix Champion versus Christian York. MCW Tag Team Championship, Napalm and Solo versus Buck Child and G-Fed. Tag Team Grudge Match, King McBride and Justin Schlegel versus The Bruiser and Joe Tagliaferri. I think I pronounced that right. Owner of the Unique Sports Academy. Saturday, November 15, 2014, 7:30 p.m. bell time. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Delaware State's Fairgrounds Exhibit Hall. So, 18500 South DuPont Highway, Harrington, Delaware, and 19952. Appearing on the event is again WWE Hall of Famers Amy Dumas, formerly known as Lita and Ron Simmons, and Rob Van Dam. Matches already signed for that week is MCW Heavyweight Championship match, Extreme Rules match, Drolix with Amber Rodriguez versus The Bruiser with Lita, Ron Simmons, and Forster referee. Okay, King McBride versus Shane Strickland, and special attraction ladies tag team match, Amber Rodriguez and Jessie K versus Maddie Leon and Renee Michelle. Sunday, November 16, 2014, 6:30 p.m. bell time. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Maryland Championship Wrestling Arena at the Joppa Marketplace. 1000 Joppa Farm Road, Joppa, Maryland, 21085. So, you don't want to miss it. Appearing at the event, Rob Van Dam, Ron Simmons, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy. Lita is out of the occasion. So, matches already signed is the biggest match in MCW history, the war to settle the score. 8-man tag team match, Black Wall Street, Drolix, Chuck Lennox, Napalm and Solo with Amber Rodriguez versus the Hardy Boys and the Hellcats. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Sexy Steve, and Jimmy Stars with Tara. Ladies and gentlemen, more information for all of the events can be found at MCW's official website, www.marylandwrestling.com. Also, make sure you stay up to follow MCW on all of our social platforms. On Facebook, search Maryland Championship Wrestling. Follow them on Twitter at MCW Wrestling. All together, no spaces, no underscore, none of that bullshit. And also follow on Instagram at Maryland Wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for a wrestling topic. ladies and gentlemen, as we may, if you may or may not know, Eric Rowan said she's not here. Okay, and this was originally posted and talked about by Jack Hammer. For some odd reason, during the Tyson Kidd versus Amber Rose match last night, Eric Rowan made his way down to the ringside. At one point, he lifted his sheet mask and could clearly be overheard saying, "She's not here," before exiting the ringside area through the crowd on last week's episode of Raw. Rowan was backstage as Renee Young finished conducting an interview, and Rowan was playing with her hair a bit, with Renee cringing in fear. With Rowan saying it was pretty, as a result, it seems probable that Rowan was looking for Renee Young. She usually does commentary for WWE Superstars, but she wasn't there last night. So rather it was Renee Young or not that Rowan was looking for, and if it wasn't, it's curious who the she he was referring to is. What is this leading to? I hope I'm wrong. I honestly do, because I have a feeling that Vince is in one of his weird moods, and that this will become some sort of Beauty and the Beast or King Kong type of a situation somehow. I do remember a storyline like this, and it was Kane and Lita. Kane and Lita, right? Yeah, because it was the rated R Edge. Okay, so Kane and Lita got married and shit like that, and other shit like that happened. So I would, comparing that storyline to this storyline, I would kind of be okay with it. I mean, I'm okay with it if it's another Beauty and the Beast thing. I don't know. But a reply came from @DearWrestler. If it's Renee Young, then I don't get it. I never understand angles involving non-wrestler. Nothing is gained by the talent, and it's never interesting. However, I was thinking, what if the segment was Renee was a red herring? Like Jack Hammer said, while she does commentary on Superstars, she's not exactly conspicuous in her absence from Raw. However, another she was a she who would usually accompany Tyson Kidd to the ring. I'm not saying it would be a must-see TV, but at least there's something to gain if Rowan is actually after Natalya. It could be as simple as a harmless crush leading to Kid Rowan program. Okay, exactly. That's what I was talking about. Something like that. That's what I'll be okay with. Something like that. But this is quick because we only got 3 minutes left. Whose walkout was the worst, CM Punk or Stone Cold? Make sure you comment me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All at Brandon22122. Who did the worst walkout in your view, CM Punk or Stone Cold? CM Punk, on the other hand, was extremely jealous and was like a baby. Boo-hoo, I want a main event in WrestleMania or I'm leaving. He wasn't main event material for the biggest show and walked out. It was extremely unprofessional thing to do and so short time to WrestleMania. He thought Triple H wasn't a big enough match for him. His ego walked out on the company while some PG kid chanted his name. The majority are sick of CM Punk. Stone Cold walked out in 2002 and then went to job to Lesnar. Even walked out twice and also beat his wife bloody after it. Vince McMahon even said that this about Stone Cold politics. Austin was the toughest man to work with. Austin didn't want to lose any matches to his politics. So ladies and gentlemen, hold on. So that would be all for today. Never mind. But that's it. Make sure you comment on Instagram, reply to me on Instagram, or the thread will be in the comment below, on the description below. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.